Hi, SEO friends. I want to share with you a really interesting development in how Google is treating college and higher ed search results pages. If you are in local SEO or you've done branded searches for local businesses, you've probably not you might think that this is a little odd. This isn't a Google business listing. Instead, it's a kind of a hybrid that has some different things from the knowledge graph, but it has very unique features. There's some info here about the college. There's actually info within the SERP about programs and outcomes, and Google's getting this data from a lot of different sources. About a year ago, I actually wrote 2 articles on Local U's website about this. So if you want to learn more, you can look at those things. One thing I didn't mention in these articles is that these listings do actually have a Google My Business connection. So even though this is part of the knowledge graph and it's pulling info from a lot of different sources, there is somewhere in there embedded the Google My Business listing for the college. And the best way that you can see it is if you go to Maps. So if you look at Google Maps and you do a search for the college or university, you'll actually see the Google Business listing show up. And there'll be some features that don't show up anywhere on the branded search, like the reviews. These colleges and universities have been getting reviews for years, but they've just never been visible unless you go to Maps. They also have some of the other features that you would have, like the menu, or services, list of services, photos, and all that. So it's a pretty there is some shared DNA between the Google knowledge graph listing for a college and Google My Business. Now, if you are in local SEO, you also know that the last 2 weeks we've seen some big changes in how you manage your Google business listing, where you used to be able to go to the dashboard and find your business, and you could go in, edit everything in there. And now, over the last few weeks, Google has changed that. So now you have to edit everything. You're forced to edit everything in the SERP itself. So I was intrigued to see what Google was going to do when they removed the dashboard element from a school, and what would happen. Where would it take you? Would it take you to the dashboard where you can still edit that, or would it take you somewhere else? And so I decided to find out. So this is one of the listings that we manage for one of our clients. And so when you click on it, it takes you to the Google SERP, but with some different features. And these are features that I have never seen before. So these are brand new features that are new to the college SERP space. So right now, if here's me logged in under a different address, and it's the listing. But when you go in logged in as an admin, you'll see this little bar. I guess it's a clear bar, but you see some info here, and it allows you to suggest edits. Now, this is a really interesting feature because one of the biggest complaints for this college SERP features, the college facts, the data, the programs, outcomes, all these different things. One of the biggest complaints is that Google was really slow to update them. I mean, up until this, just a few months ago, Google finally updated it to 2020, 2021 data. For a while, it was showing 2017 data. And it wasn't for a lack of data. A lot of these are sourced from the U.S. Department of Education or IPEDS data, and it wasn't updating. Even though the government websites were updated, it wasn't showing up here. So Google has made some updates there, but it's been a real complaint and source of frustration for colleges and universities because we haven't been able to make edits in here. Now, some things are pulled from Wikipedia and all, but most of it is right here in the SERP. So right here, going to suggest edits, it then allows you to go in and it makes a lot of it editable. Now, it doesn't change automatically. It does seem like there's probably some sort of approval process on Google's part, but you can go in, you can edit the name, the location, the link. You can't really edit the Wikipedia unless you go to Wikipedia, but all of these data points you would be able to edit and adjust. Even the ones over here in the main SERP, the common programs, the outcomes, which are the top employers, which are pulled from LinkedIn, so you can make edits on those. Now, you can't just go in and change the data. You go in here and you would change the information, but then you have to provide supporting URLs. So typically this is going to be a government database or perhaps a page on your school's website. This is probably most commonly going to happen when you go to costs, or you're going to go to outcomes or students. So some of this is, different data points in terms of, how much student aid, how many scholarships, all that happens. Another one that doesn't always pop up all the time, but there is one that I've seen sometimes where it shows the date, like the entry deadline. So the fall semester's coming up. So when is the deadline for applying? And that's a common one that gets misread and misinterpreted on Google. So it looks like we'll be able to go in and update these things. Again, you have to be able to show where it's coming from, but I'm excited. Thank you, Google, for allowing us to make some of these updates, and it's interesting to see that this is perhaps tied into or at least discovered during Google Business Profile's whole change on how you access and how you edit it. So just want to share that for the broader community, and let me know if you have any questions or you see something else that seems pretty interesting. Thanks.